someone who said, what about yoga for those of us who've never been to yoga, barely move anymore, lots of aches and pains? What do we do? I'm not going to go into great detail, but mostly just the detail that you would need in order to do it safely to start with. Not overwhelm you with a lot of information. There's a couple things you'll need. You'll need yoga blocks. Now, I have these nice, lovely 4-inch wide by 6-inch wide blocks. If you don't have a yoga block, but you have old VHS tapes around, 4 of them taped together, perfect. The other thing you could use for at least one of the poses is a rolled up towel. And it's a good, 4 inches across. So that can help for at least one of the poses. There won't be very many. There won't be a lot of instruction. If you want more instruction at each pose, I'll try and link to where I've demonstrated this in a longer, more elaborate video. So the very first pose we go to is mountain. And we start here to observe what's going on in the body. We see what the weight feels like on the feet. Is it the same in both feet? Just observe generally. Do you feel tall and spacious, or do you feel short and compressed? Is there a lot of tension in your body, or is there a lot of ease? And then inhale the arms out and up, and exhale them down, and again, and exhale them down. And between every pose, we're going to come back to mountain and just check in. First pose we're going to look at is Uttanasana, or forward fold. Very simply, you're going to put a block between your thighs. If you don't have a block, this is the pose where you can use the towel. And you put it up high so that you can squeeze the block without rolling in at the feet or the knees. So I'll use my block. I want to make sure my feet are parallel. I look down and I make sure my toes point forward. And then I squeeze the block at the top of my thighs. I make sure I'm standing tall, and I exhale and head over and inhale and come up. And maybe you move this far, and maybe you move this far. And it doesn't matter how far you move. I want you to squeeze the block and keep the knees a little bit bent. Moving with the breath, we exhale down and inhale up. And exhale down and inhale up. I'm leaving the arms by my side, chest is open, spine is long. I'm just going to do 2 more. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Just waking the legs up, getting the body coordinated movement with breath. The next place we're going to go is mountain. So I put the block between my feet. And I prefer mine 4 inches wide. You might like to work with it wider. But again, this is just to keep my feet parallel. I'm just going to stand. That's all I'm doing. Mountain pose, standing. This next pose is front warrior. I'd like you to do it at the wall if you're a beginner. Standing very close to the wall and my block between my feet. I'm going to take a big step back. My heel is off the floor, and I want to press down into the front heel and be as upright as I can through the spine. Just using my hands for balance here. I'm not trying to stretch the Achilles. I'm not locking the back knee. And I step my feet together and I take the second side. Big step back. Heel is off the floor. Press down into that front heel, waking up the thigh, getting out of the knees. Body is upright. Back knee is soft. And I step the feet together and I'll take that one more time. Big step back, press down into the front heel. Think of lifting the legs. That doesn't mean straighten the knee more. It doesn't mean come up higher on your toes. Find lift in the hamstring. And step your feet together and second side. Press down into the heel. That does not mean toward the wall. It just means straight down. Waking up the thigh, find lift in the back thigh. And the body's upright. And the breath should be able to move easily. Is it? And step your feet together. And we come back to mountain. Do you stand differently? Does it feel better? Does it feel lighter or more grounded? Does it feel worse? Did we aggravate something with that pose? So we're going to take a wide stance. Wide angle forward fold, also known as Prasarita Padottanasana. Maybe you don't step this wide, maybe you step this wide. Doesn't matter. You want your feet as wide as you're comfortable. I like to work a little wider. Want to make sure that the knees aren't locked. We're going to inhale and exhale over. And if you don't get very far over, leave your hands on your back. And if you get very far over, put your hands on a block. So I'm going to work about here today. Notice my knees are bent. I'm going to push down through my heels and lift up through my thighs, which takes me a little further over. And I want to think up through the legs, down through the heels, up through the legs, and reaching out through my head, and I come up to standing. And I'll take that one more time. Inhale, exhale over, knees are soft, press down through the heels, lift up through the thighs. And come up on an inhale. Step your feet together, come back to mountain. Are you standing differently? Again, lighter, taller, more spacious, more tension, more compression. What did that pose do to you? What did that pose do for you? Maybe you can breathe better. We'll take another pose, side warrior. You're going to turn one foot out, all the way toes pointing to the short edge of your yoga mat. Back foot, the heel turns out. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to bend this front knee. We're not going to take the arms out. If you've seen this, we're not doing that today. Arms are going to be here or they can be here. I prefer mine here. And I want you to press down into the heel, waking up the thigh. I want you to press down into that heel without locking the knee. You're going to feel that leg wake up too. So the legs are alive. You can take your gaze over your front shoulder if you want. You can keep your gaze forward. From the waist down, we're waking things up. From the waist up, it should be open and light. We come up. We take the second side. Inhale. Exhale. Press down into the front heel. Press down into the back heel. We feel the thighs lifting. Legs are working. Upper body's light. Gaze can be over your front shoulder or forward. And we come up. We'll take the first side once more. I'm going to add one more instruction. So we inhale. We exhale, we bend the front knee. You want the knee right over the ankle. Press down into the heels. Create lift in the thighs. And then this is a fun one. Your feet aren't going to go anywhere. You're going to imagine drawing them toward each other, waking up the inner legs. So the legs are really active. Are you able to breathe above that? And we come up. We switch sides once more. Inhale. Exhale, bend the front knee, pressing down into the heels, drawing the feet toward each other, waking up the inner leg. The gaze is easy, the breath is easy, the upper body is easy. Is that true? Just because I say it's what's supposed to happen doesn't mean that's what you're experiencing. And we come up, we step the feet together. You see if you're standing differently. I like to go back to that wide leg forward fold after I do side warrior. So we're going to take that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale over. And I'm further over, so I'm going to keep my knees soft, press down through the heels, lift up through the thighs. Seeing if my legs are more awake now, if they take me deeper into the pose. I'll come up, and I'll step my feet together. Last time in mountain. We want to observe whatever it is that feels different. Is it your weight on your feet that's different? Is it feeling tall? Is it breathing better? Is it feeling quieter, calmer? It could also be that you come out of a pose and you feel agitated, or there's a pinch in your hip, or you can't breathe better. Starting to know so that helps you choose whether these poses are good or bad for you right now. The very last pose we'll take is a resting pose. Now, many teachers teach Shavasana, which looks like this. Letting the arms and legs be out a little from the body and relaxed. Some people that's not comfortable, so you can rest here. And I recommend letting the knees rest toward each other. You can also rest here. I've got the soles of the feet together, the knees out to the side, and I support the legs with blocks, so I'm not stretching, I'm relaxing. And again, arms are out away from the body, if that's what's most comfortable. Maybe you're more comfortable here. Be here. And if lying down on the floor is not your most happy place in the world, you can take rest with your back supported at a wall, or sitting in a chair, or even just standing in mountain and breathing. So there, you have just a handful of poses. Yes, that's a yoga practice. And in fact, you may discover that one of those poses you love, so you do it and then you come to mountain. And then you do it again and then you come to mountain. And then you do it a third time and you come to mountain. Each time you're in it, things will be changing. Maybe you love all of them and you start doing them in a little series of forward fold, front warrior, forward fold, side warrior, forward fold, wide angle forward fold. And every once in a while keep coming back to mountain and seeing how this practice is working for you. Was that enough of that? Yeah. Here's the thing, your home yoga practice will start with the one pose that makes a difference in your body that you can do, that you will do. If you find that there's 8 poses and you like them all but you're not getting around to doing them, what good does it do you? So find the one pose that you'll do and craft a practice. Eventually add a second pose, do them back and forth. Add a third pose, intersperse them, stop in mountain. Create a home practice that serves you, that creates ease in your body, that starts to get you out of your joints and into your muscles and gets energy flowing. If you want to go more specific to your body and these poses aren't the best ones for you, Skype with me. We can do Skype sessions. I work with people all over the country. And if you're local to the Twin Cities, I don't know what's stopping you. I got classes all over the place and you can set up private sessions with me. Go to my website and let's book something. And in the meantime, try a couple of these. See what they do.